Hey guys, anything goes Saturday, and it's lunchtime at the moment. I was doing some other things. Um, it looks like it's starting to snow pretty much on time. They said 1 o'clock. It's around 12:30, I believe. So we're starting to get this snow. It's sort of like it was like ice falling.
Looks like sleep.
Yeah, like a sleet, and now it's turning to snow, and it's very fine. That usually means we're going to get it for a while. So they're calling for up to 18 inches for this area. Now I don't know, what's going to happen for certain. Usually we get a little more than what they call for, but I got to put some windshield washer fluid in my pickup truck before, or the plow truck before I get too much snow here. I want to get that done yet, and then a couple other little things. But hope you guys are nice and warm and keeping your driveway plowed. Have a good one. I'll be back to you a little later. So I managed to squeeze the tractor in here because if the temperatures are going to drop like they're saying, this thing isn't going to start in that really cold weather. So I brought that in the garage. In the garage I have heated, so this way I can use it. It was a tight sort of squeeze in here, but at least I can walk around it a little bit and then get it out of here when I have to. So we'll see. I don't always use the smaller plow, it depends. But with this much snow, you want to get all the nooks and crannies sort of cleaned up so you have a place to put more snow later, just in case. I thought this was funny. My one neighbor that I do a lot of stuff for, plow his driveway and that, we were at Harbor Freight a couple weeks ago and he bought this thing because he wants to be able to pick up cans along the road. He's 80 some years old without really bending over. So you can see that it started falling apart on him already. And the thing is I think this whole thing costs like $3. But that's not the point. He would have probably paid more for it if it would have worked good, but so I'm going to take this thing. I think I'll drill some holes in here and put some bolts in there for him. That ought to really hold up good. Looks like the threads on that bolt I just stuck in there are goofy. I actually like doing stuff like this. The only thing is technically you shouldn't have to do stuff like this, but that's the way it is. I'm going to put some Loctite on there then. Put another one in there. I see they have a tool, looks like a cone. You put it over top of any size bolt and you can thread a nut over top of it. I usually put it in there, take it and put it against the grinder. That's what I'm going to have to do. Whoop, with that bolt I just dropped. Well, I guess that ought to last them for a little while. This is what you do on days when it's snowing and icy and you don't want to go outside. I never sat down and really figured out the price of stuff, but this is Walmart brand of Super Tech. So what I do is I usually buy, to keep antifreeze up on the shelf, I usually buy one of these, and then I'll use one, save the bottle, and then I'll dump half of this into that and fill them both with water, and then I write mixed on it. And I make sure that it's, so I can see it, that it says mixed. Not that I mess up. Now, in my garage, the ones that say mixed are obviously mixed, 50-50, and the ones that have nothing on them are straight antifreeze. So, one of the reasons I like having this is because when you're buying antifreeze, like not mixed, you're using less space because you have 1 gallon that's actually going to be 2. So if you carry some in the back or whatever, you know, but as soon as you mix it, naturally that goes away. So I don't know, it just seems cheaper. Water is free basically when you own your own well, so just mix it together, put it up on my shelf, and then I'm ready for whatever comes along. I like Quaker State motor oil. You can see it in the green container right there. There's 3 containers up there to change oil. I think there's 5 quarts in each one of them. So I keep different weights of oil, you know, as well as a bunch of filters and stuff. I'm sure you've seen my shelves. But the thing is it's not really convenient to dump out of a gallon jug or a 5-quart jug into a vehicle. I'd rather have quarts, and I find myself without any quart bottles at the moment. So I mean, and sometimes it's not convenient to have a funnel handy either. So I'm going to pick up a case of quarts so I have some gosh darn bottles with me. I have a hoe here that I want to fix this. So I had this handle duct taped because I was in a bind. What happened was I had this over by the chickens. I used this to scrape out the chicken coop, and I laid it down, didn't watch what I was doing, and drove over with the 4-wheeler and broke the handle in half. The thing about it is, you know, I hate that because it was my own fault of stupidity rather than or accident, rather than it wearing out. So I'm trying to get the wood out of this handle here. I was using the drill and stuff. I wasn't sure how far up into this one. Sometimes these come above this ferrule, but this one's not. I don't know if it's up to here or where it is, but anyway, I figured I'd fix it up. So it could use, looks like it could use a little better welding here than what they have, and no sense in throwing it away if I can use it. So I'll just see what I can do with that thing. Well, I took out of there what I could. I'm going to cut this up and burn it, this handle. But I took out of there what I could out of the head of that hoe, and I threw the rest of it, the metal part, I just threw it into the wood stove. I'm going to let that thing burn out in there. Hey guys. So, the same old guy, or old gentleman, whatever you want to say, he's, like I say, he's good to me, and we do a lot of favors for one another. He brought this 22 over. I must have this thing sitting here now for 2 years. I just didn't have time to fool with it, and since we're going to be getting this storm, and probably the most I'll be doing outside is plowing, and it's going to be really cold, I decided that I'd start working on this thing. So I'm cleaning it up. It says to use, I don't know, quadruple aughts. What is that called? I can't even think right now. Steel wool, yeah. It's not on there, but anyway, I have some 600 grit sandpaper. And to me, this is not leaving any marks or anything, so all it's doing is shining the barrel up a little bit. a little hard to get at. I don't want to have to take it all apart, but it looks like I might have to. And what happened was he left it in his camp over winter or two, or whatever. And it's, when he brought it here, it looked like this hammer handle in rust. It was pretty bad. So I had taken and put it in some solvent for rust, which cleaned it up pretty good. I don't know what gun barrels are made out of. It must be some really good steel because it doesn't rust easily. You know, I mean, if water gets on it, yeah, it will, or if it's against something that's wet, it will. But the barrel's not looking too bad. There's a couple of marks there. I don't know what you, yeah, can you see? Yeah, here. There's a couple little marks there, like stains, that don't seem to be coming off when I sand that. So he's going to be wanting me to put some gun black on this. Now I had some, and I've used it already, Blue Wonder Gun Black. They make gun blue and gun black. One of them you heat, I forget which one it is, you heat the barrel, and then you put it on. Now I don't know for sure which one it is, but, and I'm going to have to get more because this was the one I used. So it says easy to use, no special skills required. Factory black in a bottle. So I guess you can be a total moron according to this. No special skills. Just right up my alley, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I want to clean this up and see if I can't re-blue this barrel and get this gun back together for him, because it's sort of a pain having it sitting here. I've been nursing the little screws and things that go with it so nothing would get lost for 2 years. And I think it's time I get it done. So I'm going to be working on this today. Even the bolt is bad. I mean, the black of the, I don't know if you can really see that, but even this has rust on it. So I don't know if I can blue the outside of this. If any of you guys are gunsmiths and you want to lend a hand, you can, you know, feel free. But I'm just going to try and clean this whole thing up good. And then I'm going to put that gun black on the outside things, like the out face of the bolt and the handle, if it'll work. The head of this, and then the rest of the barrel and the receiver. And hopefully this will be okay. Actually, when he brought it over to me, even the safety didn't want to work. That's how rusted it was. So I have that working, but I don't like when things are like this, especially guns, because they're really, there's not a lot to a gun, and if you're not precise with it, you could have some misfires. So I don't want to be fooling with it in any way like that if I don't have to, but I do want to clean it up and then see if I can't do something with this. Well, that's another Saturday thing, but it looks like it's going to turn into a couple of day thing. Man, this garage door is really dirty. One of these days I gotta clean it off. At least I can see out the windows. You know, it's been snowing for 3 hours and we got like 1 inch. So it's not really adding up to nothing. I don't know, I think this might be a flop. And not only that, the worst thing is the wind looks like it's starting to pick up a little bit coming from the south. If it comes from the south, we'll never get any snow. Well, I wish I wouldn't have washed that off. But now the rest of it looks like crap. Good thing it's in the garage so nobody can see it at the moment. I'm already getting tired. This cleaner here is from Harbor Freight. It's their best. It's kind of like a yellowish green looking stuff. It's their best degreaser. And I'll tell you one thing, it's not doing too bad, but it works really good on siding outside. You can actually spray it on and it washes right off, especially if you're using the power washer. This plastic has got like grains in it. It's hard to get the dirt out of it. I really don't want to be doing this. I don't even know why I started. Seems like it comes off like layers at a time, so you need to spray it again. Now, this is the dust from welding, grinding, sweeping the floor, cutting stuff. I've never washed this door before. It's been up there for 15 years. At least, I think. Yeah. Or 14 years. I forget. If you look at the flag, the way the camera is looking is due south, so it looks like it's the wind's coming out of the east at the moment, but it's hard to tell up here because if it's swirling around, sometimes it changes, like pretty often. Usually in the morning it's blowing from the east, and then in the afternoon it blows from the west. So I'm not sure what this means. This might, if there is a wind blowing from the east, it'll slow the storm down that's coming this way, but it's hard to tell. This morning that thing was as dead still as could be. Well, I came in the house to relax, but Sally has wire on a vacuum cleaner that apparently opened up somehow. There we go. So I'm going to tape that up for her, and then she wants me to clean the vacuum cleaner out because it's one of them bagless. So I usually take it over to the garage and vacuum it out and try and blow the filter out. Well, I thought I was done for the day, but I gotta go clean out her vacuum cleaner bag. She uses that vacuum cleaner so much I should have grease fittings on the wheels. There's really nothing to this. There's like a cone, you can see the big filter inside there. I usually leave it in there for, like I have some up on the shelf over there, but I'll usually leave it in there as long as when I put my vacuum cleaner on the end of it, the big shop vac, it sucks it without making any noise, you know, like a restrictive noise. I just let it go, and all you do is dump it out. It's better than actually buying bags. I hate them freaking bags because every time you take them out of the vacuum cleaner they break before you get them into the garbage can. But she don't like the name Dirt Devil. She wishes it was called a Dirt Angel.